This is not about the historical origin of the Hausa people, but about their social history. I find that throughout my infancy and as a primary school pupil in my Iwerele village, Yorubaland, Oyo State, Nigeria, I never saw any Yoruba begging. And afterwards, when I found myself in towns like Iseyin, Oyo, Ibadan, Lagos, Abeokuta, Ilesha, Osogbo, Inisha, Oyan, and so on, I never saw any Yoruba beggar. So it was not part of Yoruba culture for anybody to be going around as a beggar, as a professional beggar, feeding on begging. No. Providentially, I grew into the African communal life. It's not peculiar to the Yorubas, but Africa in general. Yes, the Hausa people are Africans. So what led to their becoming beggars since more than 2 centuries? And they are still in the majority beggars of Nigeria. What happened? The peculiarity is the Fulani jihadist wars, with which the Fulanis took over the Hausa land and many northern parts of Nigeria, imposing Islam on them, taking over their land and becoming the rulers of the land in the name of God and Islam. So the Hausa people became second class or third class citizens in their fatherlands. And unlike any other people that I know in Nigeria, most of the hewers of wood and fetchers of water and beggars have been and remain Hausa people. Except that as this Islamic imperialism spread to other parts of Yorubaland, life becomes harder and harder for common people. And so, as from the 1980s, you begin to see some Yorubas turning into beggars, with particular reference to some elderly women and men. A thing that you will realize is un-African, because traditional Africans lived communal lives in which the welfare of one is the welfare of all, and misfortune of one was seen as the misfortune of all, except as Christianity and Islam corrode the system, enter the culture and whittle it down, dividing people between Islam and Christianity. So, sense of competition, the pride became not in taking care of your neighbor, but in being Christian or Muslim. And life began to become impoverished. People become impoverished. You now find that politicians are there to misappropriate the money for themselves. And up to the university system, where the leaders of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities amended the constitution to be extorting 2% of each ASU members' monthly salary monthly as a workers' union leaders, 2% of each ASU. That was in 2012. By 2024, under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they changed it to 3% of each ASU members' monthly salary monthly. So ASU leadership is awash with money. Doing what with a percentage of a worker's salary every month because they belong to a workers. But because the rulers of the land are colluding with them to exploit workers and Nigeria in general. So that is how you come to find fuel subsidy in a land flowing with abundance of petroleum and no other resource surpasses it. In fact, it's the mainstay of Nigeria, petroleum money. So how do you talk of subsidizing fuel in that context, if not fraud? So the mass impoverization, you cannot remove it from Christian and Islamic imperialism. But I'm saying that Hausa people, they were too much miserable. Hewers of wood, fetchers of water throughout Nigeria. And when you see mushrooming beggars, they will be Hausa people. Unfortunately, some people now want to intensify Islamic missionary activities in Yorubaland, even as the situation is tugging at Nigerians under the presidency of Ahmed Tinubu and Kashim Shettima. Muslim presidency of Nigeria, first of its type. And that is the level of degeneration we have arrived. And the more impoverization is growing, more and more Nigerians are becoming beggars like in Hausa land. So I think that the difference is becoming minimal now, or the gap between Hausa beggars and Yoruba beggars. Well, all over Nigeria now, I've not taken a census of beggars, but beggars are mushrooming in Nigeria, irrespective of ethnicity, irrespective, because the economic situation created by this Muslim, it's very straightforward. You remove subsidies from basic necessities of life to pump 90 billion into Hajj. Now they are silent about it because we are making noise that, oh my God, how can you do this to a people? Did you become president so that you can be upholding Islam at the expense of common people, at the expense of the nation? So, however they hide it, they are still doing it. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria. How can a secular nation have an Hajj Commission? Privilege board run by states and the federal government. And now, but my concern, the historical trajectory must change. Too many Nigerians are becoming beggars. It used to be only the Hausas. Go and interview other people who are even older than me, because I grew up to meet it, not that it started in my time. No. What started in my time is turning Yoruba people into beggars. Eh? And the worst of them now is a Yoruba president of Nigeria, Ahmed Tinubu. He's not a Yoruba, he's a Muslim. In fact, he's a Jagaban of the Fulani race. Let's take it like that. And Peter Obi, I heard that he was also favoring the Catholic Church to which he belonged as the governor of Anambra State. I'm saying this so that he doesn't come to be elected, which is my prayer, and be focusing Christianity and Islam. Because he was already said to be going to break fast with fasting Muslims. Hypocrisy of the highest order. But also an indication that he will politicize Islam and Christianity. That's not the type of person Nigeria needs anymore. We need someone like Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, who told the Saudi Arabia people, no, I don't need 200 mosques. We have more than enough mosques in Burkina Faso. What we don't have is infrastructure. Come that money, pump it into our schools. Let Burkinabes have good education. Let them raise them in technology and things like that. That is the type of leader we now need. Not the one who will turn everybody into beggars, as it were, claiming fuel subsidy and removing other subsidies from electricity, from gas, whatever. Impoverishment. Deliberate. Even workers. Look at condition of workers. And you are removing subsidies from, you now say you are floating fraudulent palliative schemes. Poor students should come for loan. What percentage of Nigerian students are not poor today when workers are poorly paid? How many students are not poor? But do you care? Student loan, Nigeria Education Loan Fund. Oh my God. Concepts. And academic allowance, fuel subsidy, student loan. Oh my God. So Boko Haram. And those who raise it, you are waging war on them, telling lie that they were terrorists, whereas your attacking them started their terrorism.